Day 13. They say it takes 2 weeks to build a habit, so after tomorrow we will have officially built the habit of Leetcode problems, the daily problems. So let's check out today's problem. Alright, it is question 2966, divide array into arrays with max difference. So we're continuing the max difference theme. We're given an integer array of size n, where n is a multiple of 3 and a positive integer k. Divide the array nums into n divided by 3 arrays of size 3 satisfying the following condition. The difference between any two elements in one array is less than or equal to k. Return a 2D array containing the arrays. If it is impossible to satisfy the conditions, return an empty array. If there are multiple answers, return any of them. Okay. Where n is a multiple of 3. Okay. So that means the size of the array has to be a multiple of 3, so you can split it in 3 groups. And a positive integer k, divide the array nums into n divided by 3 arrays. So if the size of the array is 21, you want to divide it into 7 arrays of size 3, following the conditions. Wow, this does not seem easy. One, 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So do you want to sort the nums? That's my first idea. Like, you sort the nums and then group. I feel like that's how you should do it. And then you go through the array and then group the ones closest to each other. That seems like a way you can do it. So, I want to make sure this is how you do it. Nums equals nums.sort. I want to make sure this is, I should probably know this, but I'm going to make sure this is correctly sorts it. What? What? For num and nums, grant num. Should definitely work, no? None type? What if we did sorted nums? Oh, but we need to iterate through sorted nums. Just making sure the... Okay, perfect. Okay, now we need to go through each one of these. So it's 1, 1, 3, right? Then it's 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 7, 8, 9? Where's the 9, brother? What? Huh? print. No way, just cut off the 9 like that. Okay, it didn't. I don't know why it didn't print it out though. Okay, now we want to iterate through it, right? So I'm just going to try for I in range length of the sorted numbers. So we're iterating through it, right? Oh, we also need a variable result equals here, and then, okay, so how are we going to group it by threes? What if we just do if result -1, so the last subarray inside of the result array, if it's if the length of this equals, first if it equals 0, or if it equals 0, yeah. Or maybe we have a variable that keeps track of the current length of the, like a variable like last length equals 0. So while last length is less than 3, we want it to run at, we want it to last run at 2, because we don't want any more than 3 numbers in a single subarray, right? While last num is less than 3, we want last length, we want to increment at the end. Then you're given a integer array num where any numbers in which 3. Difference between any two elements is less than or equal to k. I'm guessing you can pop it, right? List.pop, and it's, you just input the index. And then we need to, if sorted, and then, sorted nums. If sorted nums at index I, the current index, minus last length. So at the first iteration it would be I minus 0, which would be just I. At the second one it would be 1 minus 1, which would be 0. And at the third one it would be 2 minus 2, which would be 0. At the third one, last length would be 0 because we're at another subarray. So it'd be 3 minus 0. I think that works, is minus, or if sorted nums I minus sorted nums I minus last length is less than or equal to k. So if this is a valid number to go into the subarray, then we do results -1 I don't feel like this while loop is gonna work, because we don't want it to run once. Yes, we do want it to go through each one independently, right? I don't feel like we need this while loop at all, actually. It's not really helping anything. We can do it without. I feel like we can still do this, though. If sorted nums I minus 7 is less than or equal to k, result -1, so the last array within this, or the last subarray within the result array, we want to append sorted nums I. Zero, 1, 2. If last length is less than 2 and or less than or equal to less than 3. And then or perhaps we can manually make sure that it's, yeah, we can definitely manually make sure it doesn't get more than 3. So I don't think we need this. Probably should comment what each if statement does. Satisfies the description condition. Then we add it to the last subarray in the result array. If it doesn't satisfy the condition, then it can't be a valid. Then we need to just return this. Now we need to check, or we need to, so once there are 3 elements within an array, so this is going to go 0 the first element, 1 the second element, and 2 the last element. So after we check all these conditions, if last length is greater than or equal to 2, then we need to set last length equal to 0. Oh, but we can't append this. Can't do this. Maybe we do this before and set it. Less than or equal to 3. So this is going to go 0. It's going to go through all this. Oh, but we also need to set last length equal to 0, but we also need to just add another subarray within. I really just want to see what this outputs. I'm 99% sure it's not going to work, but return result. Really just want to see what this outputs. How off I am. Okay. So there's only one. And why is that? So this would be 1 minus. Yeah, this would, sure. Second time through. Last length equals 1. This if statement is ignored. So I equals 1 as well. So this is just comparing it with the first element, because the first element is going to be the maximum difference between all the elements in the subarray. So this would still be 1 minus 1. This would be I'm actually really curious to see. Now let's see what this does. Okay. Okay. Yes! Oh my god, that's so nice. All that we got wrong was this. Same thing here. All we got wrong was this extra. Okay. I actually had a suspicion that would be the case, but I didn't know everything else would be correct. God, at the start this problem seemed so difficult, but now, once you realize that all you need to do is sort the array and check the difference between, it makes it a lot more manageable. So how do we fix this problem? We can just, this probably isn't the most pretty thing, but we can add another if statement to see if I is greater than or equal to length nums minus 1, or if it's less than or equal to, or if it's less than. If I is less than length of I number. Let's just see if this works. Okay, please, 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 please. Oh my god, it's extremely slow, but we got it to work. Yeah, let's just remove this nonsense that doesn't need to be here.